All right, welcome back to Omni Garage After Hours here on the House of Rags, and we're starting a new series today.
Yeah, so this is our second series. Well,
I guess season one.
season 1 we've finished.
Yep.
Season 2 is about to start. And the Omni Garage boys are going to do a versus style series. So we're going to do this v this.
Yep.
Or it might be Glenn v Glenn.
Yep.
It might be, I don't know, Glenn and a product versus Glenn 2 and a product.
Yep, or a
Kinda like
process.
today.
We'll just kind of chop and change it. So you're going to see this every week over season 2 for us. And today we're working on this
It's
Corolla.
every week until March.
Well, every week until March, and then we roll into a different schedule. So yeah, you guys have these videos for the next 4 months from us. So 16 versus style videos coming right up. So today we're working on this Corolla behind us. We're doing a paint enhancement on it. So we thought, let's pull out some polishes and let's put up the DIY detail, the new gold standard compound.
Gold standard compound. This was a special release. If you watch the Omni Garage channel, you know that we made a special video with Ivan and the team at DIY Detail on this product, and this was released at SEMA. So I'm going to be using this product on a Rupes 5-inch machine.
Yep.
With the Rupes yellow pad.
Yep, I'm going to do the same combo, except I'm going to be using this product here, which is the A50 by Feynlab. This product here is something that we first got our hands on at SEMA, and I know this is a favourite of Eddie. He thinks this absolutely slaps, so
Yeah,
it's our
so-
first hands-on with this today.
So that will cut down to like 1,000 grit.
Yep.
I think it's all a bit garbage about how much grit it's going to cut down to. That will do 1,000 grit. Ivan reckons this will cut down to 600 grit.
Yeah.
I don't know. These are both heavy hitting compounds. We're going to see how well we can do a couple of passes. We'll do the same amount of passes on this hood here. And it's Glenn v Glenn, compound v compound. Let's get stuck in. Let's show you some results, and we'll see who can do the best job.
I'll just show you some pre-shots here. So this is what we're working with. Hopefully that picks up nicely on the camera. Bright sun out here today. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to work like a section here. We're going to leave the middle. And then we also have this section over this side here that we will work on. My goodness, this paint is extremely hot right now.
And so absolutely, like we have pulled this out in the sun. We've done this purposely because we want to show you guys the results in direct sunlight. Otherwise we have to get out lights and stuff. But I'd recommend that you wash this vehicle, you pull it inside, let the paint cool down, then start your paint correction. This is a paint enhancement customer. They've only paid for paint enhancement. They haven't paid for a two-step correction or anything like that. So we are just basically cleaning up the paint, removing some very minor defects and giving a huge increase in gloss. I understand that we're using compounds here, so if you are going to be using compounds, you're probably going to need to do a two-step. You're going to need to do some heavy compounding, and this car would need heavy compounding to get it to some sort of really nice quality. You'd heavy compound this, then you'd come over the top with a nice polish to remove some of that haziness and then to add some gloss. This is just to show you compound v compound here. This is to show you a result. This is not necessarily to show you some showroom finish. This is just about these two products in a versus style to see which one over a couple of passes is going to get the most amount of cut out of this paint. So I will start with the DIY Detail compound.
And I don't think there could be any better sample car for us to have today than a black car under this direct sunlight as well, like perfect conditions to do this.
Yeah, the paint is hot, so we'll just do a couple of passes. What do you want to do? You want to do 4, 3, 2? What do you want to do?
I think let's do 4. Let's give it a fighting chance to let the compound do some work. So I reckon 4 passes, crosshatch format.
Okay.
Okay. So technically, the only thing that should be different is the speed that we're moving. But I'll try and pay close attention to how you go. Shaking up that polish and the pad combo that Glenn said here, Rupes yellow on the...
These are the old pads. These have seen some days. I've picked a couple of pads that are relatively clogged as much as each other.
So it should be as much like for like
And
as
what
possible.
speed do you want to cut at?
I think we're cutting on that machine at about a 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah, let's go 4.5.
Okay.
Keep it consistent. So you're going to prime the pad. We're going to do this both times. You got your favourite accessory in your hand there, I can see.
Oh yeah, the old claw tool.
The old claw tool. Now, Ivan's probably watching this growling us because he's going to say there is way too much product, but Ivan, we're going to keep this consistent with the A50 and the gold compound.
I'm just going to try and beat you, that's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah? Well, it's not about beating me. You're just trying to win for DIY. Whereas I'm fighting for Feynlab today.
Yeah.
Could be different next week.
This isn't a rinse and dampen pad, so Ivan would say that you'd need to make sure that the pad was damp. Right, let's crack on, eh?
Okay, let me just show the before of the section that you're going to work on. So where exactly are you working? You're working right here.
Over here.
Okay, so we're looking here. All right, crack on.
Crack on, eh?
Let's do it.
What did you say, 4.5?
Yeah, let's go 4.5.
That's 2. That's 3.
All right, I don't want you to wipe that away either. I want you to leave that there.
You want to leave that there?
See. Yep, leave that there.
And if I wanted to increase the amount of cut that we were getting, you would step this up to like a wool pad or a microfiber pad. So definitely the most severe defects, you need the highest cutting compound mixed with the most aggressive pad. This is a pretty aggressive polish mixed with not a very aggressive pad. This is just the Rupees yellow pad. This is just their, what kind of pad?
This is kind of like a, it's not a foam finishing pad,
Yeah,
but
it is
it's
a foam
like
pad. It's a foam pad.
They have a white pad, which is like an absolute finishing pad, but this would be deemed as like a polishing pad, a finishing pad. Definitely not a cutting pad.
Right, so that's my turn.
Let's flip it around.
All right, now it's Glenn's turn. Let's
Yep.
see what kind of technique you've got of prepping the pad.
Definitely.
Probably
Well,
the same as mine.
Probably the same as yours.
Oh, well, there's our first difference.
Yeah.
We've got blue polish
We
versus
do.
white.
And I also prepared the pad a little bit quicker than you. You could say that it's a bit more efficient.
Oh yeah, but I was talking smack while I was doing it, you know.
Yeah, you were. I mean, you've already talked all the smack that needs to be talked. So we've got the pad all prepped there. How many dots did you do? I wasn't meant to observe it. Did you do 4?
I don't know, just, yeah, I did 4, so
Okay.
keep it consistent.
4 pea-sized dots?
Wow, that's quite descriptive, but yep.
I feel like that's about equal to
Yeah,
what
it's
you did.
about right.
All right, and then we're going to leave this section in the middle so we can see the comparison. I might come over this way here.
And this paint is really hot, okay? So this is also going to, I guess, hinder our cutting ability because you want to be working in cool pad. But
Correct.
we're working in the same conditions here.
The only reason we are outside, as Glenn said when he was doing his bit here, is to fairly show under the light here. Normally we'd be inside, this paint wouldn't be this hot, but I mean it's equally as hot that side as this side. So if they're going to be hindered by cutting ability because of the heat, they're both going to be hindered. So, right, I might work about like from here to how wide did you go? You went all the way, didn't
I
you?
went right to the light, yeah,
so-
so there you go.
All right, and we haven't changed the speed, so it's set there. Starting my third here. I can see with this 850 you've got quite a bit of work time. Like it's not drying out too quickly even with the high heat. We're moving into our fourth pass.
And I think what's also pretty clear here is there is dusting on here, but not huge amount. So both of these have been pretty low dusting. There will be a little bit of dust build up inside these pads as well from, you know, previous compound and polishing.
Now I think to be fair, some of this dusting here is caused by the pads. They're not brand new pads. I mean, even as I'm hitting it there, I think there's a lot of dust probably held within here. So I haven't, goodness, I haven't really left much in the middle there for us to compare to, have I?
So there's DIY detail, there's the gap, and there's Glenn's attempt with the A50 from Feynlab.
Okay, so what I've got here, this is a dampened microfiber that has been sitting in rinseless solution. And the reason we do this, we've got a dampened one and then a dry one here, is there's nothing more frustrating than all of this polish dust that you get everywhere while you are polishing. So the easiest way to do this is not in the first wash, it is as you go. By using a dampened cloth, we seem to be able to kind of work into little cracks here. So we're going to use the dampened cloth. I'm going to clean this hood here. I'll clean your side as well. It's going to dry very, very quickly, I think, because of the heat out here. So let me just dry at the same time. Let's do that too. Let's do the whole hood. Get it all nice and clean. I can feel the slickness straight away. Like there's definitely more contaminants or pulling on the towel down in this section here that we haven't touched. And let's flip this and come over your side. You can see the heat. Look at it coming off the water there. All right, so we're stripped back. We should be in a position where we can show the difference between these two compounds now.
So there's where we started. Look at all those swirls and nastiness. And as I come up, this was DIY detail on this side. And then back down here to where all the scratches are for reference. And back up. And then if we come over to the A50, the Feynlab, you'll see that that's the line that we left in between the two. Down there, and then we can transition over to the A50 by Feynlab on this side.
Goodness, for a foam cutting pad, it's actually done a really good job at extracting some of these swirls that we've got in here. Like, there's definitely deeper scratching. Looking at your DIY side here. I don't know about you, but I feel like I have a winner. From the 4 passes on the foam pad, do you have a clear winner?
I need to have a look. Hold this.
I've got a clear winner. It'd be very interesting to see if we're on the same page here.
Yes, I got a clear winner too.
DIY.
Try and get it on some different angles. I don't know if you need to rotate the camera side by side.
Yeah, potentially.
And I think people are going to hate us doing this in direct sunlight, but this has also made it so easy for us to A, show on camera,
correct,
but also B, for you and I to have a look at. So,
all right.
I do have a clear winner.
Okay, on 3, I want you to tell me your winner. You're either going to say DIY Detail or Feynlab, okay? And I'll say it at the same time.
Right.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
DIY Detail.
Perfect, there we go. On the same page. I just think it's done a better job at the scratch removal as well here. I think it's cut deeper.
I think what's happened, right, you're right, is here we have got long linear scratches and we've got a lot more of them in this area of the panel.
Correct.
On the DIY Detail side, we still have scratches, but not as many in that area of panel. And the long lines have been, let's say they've been cut in half, so they're actually smaller scratches.
It's probably not surprising based on the grit that the DIY Detail cuts down to, or is claimed to cut down to. It's done a great job. Now, quality-wise, if we were doing this and we were doing a full paint correction, there's absolutely no way we would be doing this on the yellow pad. But I mean, you can see there, that should be pretty clear on the camera, that section in the middle there. It has considerably cleaned up both of them. The actual paint, like the haziness, some of the water spotting, and as you can see, a lot of the scratching as well. But I think the clear winner in this condition that we put these two head to head is the DIY Detail. First battle down, done.
So there you go.
Yep.
I think that was a very good comparison. I think we tried to keep everything pretty consistent. Same tool, same pad. Maybe I'm better at cutting than you are.
Potentially. I feel like our techniques were similar.
Yeah, so maybe that was a variable. But I think in terms of the versus style, one product v one product, one person v one person, eliminating as much as we could to keep it even. I think DIY Detail, you can have a look for yourself. The camera might not show it as good as what we can see and
I feel like the camera's going to have shown that pretty well. Yep.
But I think DIY Detail with 4 passes with the yellow pad here has done a better job than Feynlab A50.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I would totally agree. I think this did a good job. That did a great job in the limited passes we did with a very, very unaggressive pad. Like microfiber or wool could have changed this game.
I think so. And if you wanted to push it further, you could up it. You could maybe do more passes. You could maybe up your technique. You could maybe use a different pad. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with those results.
Absolutely. So both of these compounds that we've just used are available on the House of Rags. So feel free to check them out on the website there. The code OmniGarage will save you 10% off your order. So make sure you use that. And I mean, I don't think you could go wrong with either of these, but for the first product battle, DIY detail takes the crown today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next week with the next product battle, or it could be process battle, who knows. Got to tune in next week.